What if I told you that the single best way to discover your unique sound as an artist doesn't even involve making music?
NANI?!
Well, at least not directly, because I've kind of found my unique sound in music production at this point. Like, I'm definitely still evolving, but I can pretty consistently make tracks that do have my own unique identity injected into them. And the one thing that I think has single-handedly helped me the most in finding my unique sound in music production, more than any other thing I could think of, was setting a theme for myself. It was like steroids for my creative process. And for some reason, no one is talking about this exercise. But what do I even mean by setting a theme? Well, to explain that, I need to tell you this story. A friend of mine was helping organize a music festival in my area, and they knew I was into music or whatever. So they asked me, "Yo bro, I'm helping organize a music festival in your area. Do you wanna play?" Shit. Yeah. Why not? Okay, because we've got a free spot in the lineup and I can hook you up, so I got you. But little did they know, at that point in time, I didn't have any tracks ready. Either way, I now had a deadline. In 5 months' time, I was gonna DJ my own music at a music festival. On a stage. In front of a crowd of people. Terrifying. So I'm over here just struggling to come up with any kind of half-decent tracks, and I'm gonna be real with you, I got like literally nothing done for 2 months straight, which is when my friend hits me up. Yo bro, we're like doing some marketing for the festival or whatever, and I know you have like 20 monthly listeners on Spotify, and no one knows your artist name, so like, how do you want us to advertise you? Don't stress about it though, like, come up with something stupid. How would you describe yourself and your music? I don't know, I guess I make dance music. No dude, you gotta be more excited about it, just so, you know, people actually want to come to the festival. Come up with something over the top, exaggerated. First thing that comes to mind. I am the techno samurai, conqueror of silence. I will fuck your eardrums up. Perfect. That's the narrative we're gonna go for. See ya. Shit. I guess I have a theme now? Little did I know this stupid sentence was gonna be the deciding factor in how my entire musical style was going to develop over the next year or so. So we wrote a post on Facebook advertising my DJ set. It was also in that over-the-top theme. It was something stupid about how I become techno and I'm going to f your eardrums up or whatever. But this techno samurai persona or theme wasn't very descriptive of the kind of music I was actually making at the time. But it was the kind of music that I wanted to be making. And I think what actually happened by me setting a theme like that is that my subconscious mind was pretty much forced to point out the things that actually resonated with me. Danceability, epic breakdowns, a little sprinkle of over-the-top satire, and just being taken on a journey. These were all things that I loved in music, like as a listener, and thanks to that over-the-top narrative, that theme, that persona, I was able to really channel that in my music. And yeah, the music actually came second. Was directed by the theme, which came first. And when it comes to your theme, it's most likely going to be influenced by things like, I don't know, the movies you used to watch, or the games you play, and the music your parents used to play to you when you were a kid. So, you know, the identity is gonna be very much you and no one else. So here's the prompt for you. I want you to answer this question for yourself. Simply, how would you describe yourself and your music? Pause the video and answer that right now. Are you done? Okay, so here's what I have to say about your answer. No, dude, you gotta be more excited about it. How would you describe it to people if you were about to play at a music festival? You gotta see something to make them want to go. Make up a persona, something exaggerated. And even if you're all about being chill and low key, I want you to say that you make music so chill it might actually hit someone from relaxing their heartbeat to such a low rate. Pause the video again and come back when you're done with this exercise. Are you back? Then congratulations, that's your theme. And I say to make it over the top because that's what really allows you to distance yourself from that persona and experiment with much more confidence. It's like you're letting yourself become a completely different person for the duration of making music. Because of the theme, you're allowing yourself to experiment with much more confidence because it's exaggerated, and with much more direction because it's specific. And as a result of that, you will most likely develop many new parts of your style that you're going to absolutely fall in love with, and you'll keep them around for later. And speaking of, here's how you actually put this into practice. And now listen up, because this is very important. You take that theme you just made up and you make an EP with it. This way, you're forced to make multiple tracks that have a coherent vibe and a similar message. And do you know what that means when many of your tracks have a similar vibe, sound, and feel to them? That's right! It means you have a unique style! And I know, making an entire EP is hard. This is something 99% of people will not do. Like really, look at the view count under this video. Literally, maybe 1% of that number are people who will actually do this. Probably even less than 1% though, let's be real here. But if you are in that 1%, I can guarantee you will find your unique sound. Or, at the very least, significantly fast-track your progress towards finding it. And I'm saying that because I've done it. But before you get to making that EP, there is something else that must be done first. Something that must come in between the theme and the music. The album cover. Once the theme was set for me, I needed to come up with something visual for the Facebook post. So I went out and took this photo, and with the magic of editing, I made it look like this, and bam! That's what I ended up using as the album cover for my EP. Having the album cover ready definitely helped me a lot in developing ideas for my music. The vibe I was going for became much more clear to me because of the visual. And the process of developing that album cover was also actually made much easier by the fact that I had a theme. So see, it's all connected. So yeah, that whole festival thing was a year ago. I ended up making like 7 entirely new tracks within the span of like 3 months or so. And when I played them at the festival, people absolutely fucking loved it. God damn, that was a great experience. I actually had to play the tracks twice because the people wanted more. I released the 7 tracks as an EP for my artist brand on the day of the festival, which 10x'd my monthly listeners on Spotify. And today, one of those tracks has even reached over 1,000 streams on Spotify. Which, I mean, that's pretty cool. And I'm sure it was easier for me because I had the opportunity to play at that festival. So there was a real built-in deadline and a very rewarding experience waiting for me at the end of that. And if you don't really have any festivals you could play at, and you could still use some accountability and guidance with this whole thing, I really think you should book a call with me so that I can help you take your music production to the next level. So go to the first link in the description right now to do that. By the way, this whole persona that I made up for myself was called the Techno Samurai. But the funniest thing is that I didn't even play a single techno track at that festival. I ended up making house tracks for the entire EP. Like, what the fuck? The tracks definitely had techno influences, but I just enjoyed making house more. So I didn't let the persona stop me from fully expressing myself. I didn't put too much pressure on it, and I think that was part of my success. The whole purpose of setting a theme for yourself is to free you, not cage you in. Remember that. Because, you know, I think really just the most important thing in all of this is to just enjoy the process. And I know there's times when that can get really tough. Like, there are periods, for me as well, where I just do not want to make music. I had to overcome that many times in my music production journey, and I'm sure you can probably relate, which is exactly why I made this video where I addressed this exact issue. Click here right now if you want to enjoy making music again, and I'll see you there.